Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from.
What's going down, gamblers around the world? It's the boy, the coach. I'm here for the Coach's Corner. We are getting ready for some college basketball for the week. Around 2 o'clock, we will be getting ready to do our thing with the playoff show with Marley Bets as soon as he gets to the crib. But I just kind of want to bless everybody real quick with some of my plays of the day in college basketball. We are Brothas N Bets, and for those of you who don't know, we appreciate you joining. Right now, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of on fire right now. Not tooting my horn or whatever. Kind of been, a lot of our peoples know college basketball has kind of been our thing. 6-0 this week, 3-0 yesterday, 2-0 on our locks for the week. Our locks on Tuesday, because I don't start till after the college football game, but our lock for Tuesday was Kentucky first half -4, hit easy money. And then yesterday's lock of the day was LSU plus 2.5. Then it rose up to 3. They had the point guard out, but that was the lock, and we hit that. It was pretty easy for the most part. Then it got interesting at the end. And I took it money line, so I definitely came up. But yeah, let's get ready to go. Hopefully we can keep this going. I love starting off 6-0. I love having a good day yesterday and want to keep this thing going because I definitely took a hit with that college football taking Bama. So SBL, if you in here, holler at your boy, man. Your team let us down. So, but I'm ready to get started. Don't have a lot of time. We will be doing the playoff show here shortly in about 20-25 minutes. But hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Be sure to like Marley Bates. He might jump on the show a little later as soon as he gets to the crib. And Mikey Hova will be joining us as well. Mikey Hova is really the one on fire right now in NFL play. But gonna definitely try to keep this going. So hey, if you're in the chat, we appreciate you joining. And I know we picked up a couple of new people from a chat that I got kicked out of, but it's all good. It ain't my first time. It ain't gonna be my last. Just trying to eat. We post our comments. We interact. If people want to come on and get down, we let them get down. You definitely, you know what I'm saying? So we all about eating. We don't charge people. All we ask for you to do is just, hit the like, follow us on Facebook, and on YouTube, and we'll hook you up. But with that being said, appreciate you guys joining. Let's kind of go ahead and get started with our first game. Now, I don't break down too many games, as you guys see. Like I said, I pick 2 or 3 games a day, 2 free plays, and I give my lock to the VIP subscribers. So, there it is. We're officially starting college basketball. So once college football is over with, boom, I jump right into college basketball. Once NFL is over with, boom, we go full blown in the NBA. I don't do NBA until the playoffs because I don't believe in betting on motherfuckers who take the nights out because they be in the clubs all day long. But Marley Betts, Mikey Hogan, and several other people who are part of the team, they jumped on. But I do college. Everybody that know the coach does college. So that's my thing. But with that being said, we appreciate you joining. Let's jump right into it. Oh, no. Let's go to the 4 o'clock game. We got Oklahoma. We got Seton Hall taking on DePaul Blue Demons. Shout out to Moneyline. Moneyline was like, take DePaul 2 nights ago. I'm like, chill out. Them boys is trash. Seton Hall, number 20 in the country. They're 11-3 on the year, 8-6 against the spread. They are traveling to Wintrust Stadium to take on the DePaul Blue Demons, who are 9-6 on the year, 9-6 against the spread. They are definitely having a better year than they did last year. Last year was a train wreck. This line actually opened up in favor of Seton Hall -6, but at the end of yesterday, it was if you were liking Seton Hall, there was some 5.5s, and right now that line's jumped all the way up to 6.5. The total opened up at 152. Right now, that line is at 150. There are some 149s on the board as well. So depending on where you're trying to get at the books, keep your options open. Injury reports right now, there are some injuries that Seton Hall is dealing with. Yetna, I know I said it wrong. He is probable with a head injury. Granda, guard, he is questionable with COVID protocol, and guard Weston, due to conditioning, he's questionable as well. As far as DePaul, Ogenda, the center, he's questionable for tonight's game, and we already know Grant Foster and Bynum, they've been out for the majority of the season. Last time we seen Seton Hall, they won 90-87 against UConn, while DePaul lost 76-87 against Marquette. Get to these actual factors real quick. Seton Hall, the over 6 out of the last 9 games. They're 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games, 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games against DePaul, but 10-2 straight up in the last 12 games against DePaul. The unders hit 5 out of the last 5 games whenever Seton Hall was on the road. It has also gone, but it's gone over 5 out of the last 6 games whenever Seton's traveling to take on DePaul on the road. Seton's 11-3 straight up in the last 14 games, 2-10 against the spread in the last 12 games against Big East Conference opponents. Actual factors for DePaul, they're just 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games. The overs hit 11 out of the last 16. They're 0-5 straight up in the last 5 games. The overs hit 9 out of the last 12 against Seton Hall. It's also hit 9 out of the last 11 whenever DePaul's playing at the crib. 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games of the season. 0-6 straight up in the last 6 games against Big East Conference opponents. 5-10 against the spread in the last 15 games on a Thursday, if you care about stuff like that. And 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games against, in the played in the month of January. So those are our actual factuals for that game. Honestly, man, DePaul's trash to me. Terrible team, but they are having definitely a better season this year. I like Seton Paul. Some of my notes that I've seen, Seton Paul's actually been doing pretty good in the first half. DePaul's just trash. DePaul's been losing by double digits in the last 5 games, at least 3 out of the last 5 games. I like Seton Hall here. I loved them when it was at the 5.5 when I was doing my research yesterday. But my official play for this game is minus. I hate that hook, and I hate that we didn't jump on it last night, or they did a show last night. But man, that 6.5 is scary. I know they can cover that first half, though, to be honest with you. 6.5 is scary, but I wish we took it at the 5.5. I'm going to go ahead and make an official play. I'm going to take Seton Hall minus the 6.5. Hopefully they'll do their thing and make some work happen. So that is my official play. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow us on YouTube or whatever it is you're keeping in touch with. And let's get to our next game. I don't get my locks until the end. In the coach's corner, I don't get my locks to the end. So I got 2 more plays, and then I'm going to give the lock of the day because the game's going to be starting here shortly. Next game, we got Oklahoma State taking on Texas Tech. Oklahoma State 8-6 on the year, 5-9 against the spread, while the Texas Tech Red Raiders 12-3 on the year, 9-6 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Tech -9, and then there's been a lot of movement, a lot of people back at Okie State right now. So it's the line is right now at -7.5. The total opened up at 128. Right now that line's at 130.5. Check out these injury reports real quick. Kuma, the 4/center, he is questionable for today's game for Oklahoma State. As far as Texas Tech, and now this is probably why this line is moving. Shannon Jr., the guard, he is doubtful for today's game with a back injury. Guard Agbo, he is questionable as well with COVID-19. Calhoun is questionable also at the guard position with COVID-19 as well. Last time we seen Oklahoma State, they lost to West Virginia 70-60. And last time we saw Texas Tech, man, they went on the road and won an upset against Baylor, the defending national champions. They won 65-62. Get to these actual factuals real quick. Oklahoma State 1-7 against the spread in the last 8 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5. They're 2-5 straight up in the last 7 games. 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games against Tech. The overs hit 6 out of the last 7 games on the road. 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games on the road when playing against Texas Tech. 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games this season. 9-4 straight up in the last 13 games against a Big 12 conference opponent. That's a pretty good number there. And the unders hit 4 of the last 5 games whenever Okie State is playing in the month of January. As far as Texas Tech, hold on. Give me 1 second, people. I forgot. Let me keep this going, fellas. Hold on 1 second, people. Hold on 1 second. Oh. My bad. Give me a sec. I'm not doing this right. Fuck. I apologize. I forgot to share it to my page, man. I apologize. All right, let's keep this ball rolling. Texas Tech 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 7 out of the last 8 games. 12-3 straight up in the last 15 games. The overs hit 5 out of the last 5 games against Okie State. The 12-0 straight up in the last 12 games at the crib. 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games against Okie State. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5 games as well. This season, the unders also hit 6 out of the last 8 games when playing against a Big 12 conference opponent. 4-1 against spread in the last 5 games in January, but only 7-13 straight up in the last 20 games played on a Thursday. If you care about them type of numbers, then it is what it is. So, what's my official play for this? I'm going with Texas Tech first half. In the last couple of games, in the last 5 games, Texas Tech has been playing pretty good besides against Baylor, because, again, it's Baylor. But, I mean, when they were at the crib against Kansas, they won 33-25 against Kansas. In the loss against Iowa State, they got drugged pretty badly. But Oklahoma State hasn't been doing no better either in the first half. I mean, they lost by double digits against West Virginia in the last outing. They won by 2 against Texas in the 2 games ago. 3 games ago, they were tied up in the first half against Kansas, but everybody plays Kansas tough. They lost by 5 in the first half against Houston on the road. And against Cleveland State, they won the first half by 1 point, 46-45. So they really don't play a lot of good. They don't play good defense, in my opinion. Let me check out this first half spread real quick. I don't want to give out a bogus line to the peoples. If Marley Betts was here with me, we wouldn't even be doing the Coach's Corner. It'd be the college basketball show, and he'll kind of have that for me. So give me 1 second. But on my official play, I'm taking Texas Tech. First half for this one, I think the crowd and coming off that big victory. Now, coming off that big victory, that upset victory against Baylor does scare me down the road for the full game. That's why, as I like to say, I'm just going to get in and get out on this one. So bear with me real quick. Let me find the first half line for this game. So it's -4. I do like that -4. That's what I thought. I didn't know if they were going to throw that hook in there and be sneaky. Vegas is real sneaky when it comes to shit like that. But yeah, my official play for this game, I'm going to take Texas Tech -4. I think that the crowd will be pretty juiced up. Coming off that victory. Now, for the full game, I don't know. But in all honesty, Oklahoma State is not good. They got a great coach. Don't get me wrong. They do have a great coach. But I don't think I'm not rocking with them like that. They've lost to some scrub teams. They lost to teams that aren't even in Power 5 conferences this year. With those injuries with Tech, I mean, next man up. But like I said, I just want to get in, get out. I feel very confident that they'll cover the first half -4. So that's my official play for that game. Let's see what we got here. We got some -4. When I show, you still grab it. I don't know what book that is. I hate that hook. Charles. Appreciate you tuning in. -4.5. I like the 4. I mean, they should get the 5. They should get the 5, but just I'll buy a point if you can. MGM. Oh, okay. I think we should be good. Are we doing an NBA show tomorrow? I cashed last time I saw you. NBA, that's Marley Lil James. That's Marley. We need this. Yeah, appreciate you tuning in, James. Yeah, so man, I'm gonna take Tech. I think the crowd gonna be amped up. Oklahoma State, in my opinion, is not a very good team. If you give me a sec, I could tell you some of the. I mean, after doing my researches, I looked at a lot of the first half. I know I just kind of gave y'all the first. Like they lost to Cleveland State, Cleveland State's got a good game today against Oakland. That's gonna be a good game. But other than that, some of the teams that they haven't beaten anybody pressing besides Texas. But the first half lines, they don't really play too well in the first half. So I'm gonna take Texas Tech on this one. Texas Tech plays a good defense. Those injuries, they are a little concerned. Shannon being doubtful for today's game, that does scare me. But like I said, let's get in, get out. I think we can get 5 points to cover that. I mean, take the hook too. I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point, Charles. So that is my official play for that game. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate you as well. Thanks for the show. Yeah, let's eat. All right, let's get to our next go. Hey, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, follow. If you guys were following our picks in that chat that we got added to a couple days ago, Buddy kicked us out, I guess, because VIP. I don't know. Wasn't trying to, implode them, but it is what it is. But be sure to follow us now, man. We do have our chat, and y'all can post whatever in our Facebook chat. We don't give a damn. We got cappers in there that ain't even a part of our team that post and say pay me and all that. Hey man, we about everybody get eat. We ain't on no greedy shit. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Now let's get to my last play before we jump into the lock of the day, because it's gonna be starting pretty soon. We got Indiana taking on Iowa. Indiana Hoosiers 12-3. 10-5 against the spread, taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes, 11-4 on the year, 9-6 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Iowa -3.5. That line has since jumped up, so money is coming in on Iowa right now. As far as the total is 154.5. Right now, that line's at 150. Injury reports right now: Dumco for Indy. The center, he is questionable with a leg injury, and Iowa's good to go. Last time we seen last time we saw Indy, they won against Minnesota 73-60 on January 9th. And Iowa, and I cashed on this one. I took Wisconsin on the road. They lost 87-78 against Wisconsin January 6th. So they haven't played a game in almost a week. In a week. So they haven't played a game. So yeah, they took an L last time. Let's get to our actual factuals. Indy. For Indiana, they're 5-1 against spread in the last 6 games. The unders hit 14 in the last 19. They're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games. 7-1 against spread in the last 8 games against Iowa. 6-2 straight up in the last 8 games. Against Iowa. 0-7 though against the spread in the last 7 games on the road. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5 games though when playing on the road against Iowa. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 this season, and the unders hit 8 out of the last 9 games when playing against a Big Ten Conference opponent. 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games when playing on a Thursday, if you care about those type of statistics. As far as Iowa, the totals have gone over 4 out of the last 5. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. That 1 L coming from Wisconsin. The overs hit 8 out of the last 11 games against Indiana. 13-1 straight up in the last 14 games at the crib. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5. When playing against Indiana, 1-4 against spread in the last 5 games when playing against a Big Ten Conference opponent, 1-4 against spread in the last 5 games in the month of January, and 17-3 straight in the last 20 games when playing as a favorite. So Iowa versus Indy, this game tips off at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I like Indiana with the points right now, and if that line keeps going up, then that's more beneficial for us. In all honesty, and this is just my opinion, and I was talking this over with Marley, I kind of feel the same way about Iowa as I do about Florida. I think they're a little bit overrated, though. Iowa's a lot better than Indiana. I mean, Iowa's a lot better than Florida, that Florida team. But I seen them play. They're not as good as their record shows when they had that stud last year playing down low. I mean, some of the last victories on this streak, the only really impressive one was Maryland. A lot of these games was against, lower tier opponents, and then whenever they're playing against some of the upper echelons of the Big Ten, like Purdue 77-70, they lost. Illinois 87-83, they lost. And Iowa State, who was, that's a rivalry game. And I took Iowa State for this one. It was plus money, 73-53. So whenever they're actually stepping up, and then Wisconsin, whenever they're stepping up and playing against some competition, my people, they don't show up at all. So I'm not really a big believer of this Iowa team. Now, Indiana can ball. When they catch on fire, they will go, and they will keep going. But I think my official play, I'm going to take Indiana with the points. I like the 4.5 on the road. I think it will be a lot closer than what people think. I'm trying to look up these statistics real quick. I mean, they Southeast Louisiana, okay? They beat them. In the last 5 games, they're 4-1 in the last 5 games. They beat Utah State, who's having a down year. They beat them. They beat, Southeast Louisiana. Come on, man. Western Illinois. Come on, man. Maryland actually gave them a run for their money as well, and then they just took off. Maryland was actually up 40-36 at the halftime, and they just kind of fell apart in that game. Of course, they was on the road. So now you dealing with another upper echelon team from that conference. Hey, man, give me Indiana with them points all day long. That is my official play for that game. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach, and we're getting ready to do our NFL show in about 10 minutes. And now let's kind of jump into my lock of the day. And I'm just doing this because this is my first Coach's Corner show for the year. Give me 1 sec. Actually, this game doesn't start until another hour and a half. But my lock of the day, I like Florida Gulf Coast in the first half. That game starts at 3:30. College or NFL? My bad, Marley's texting me, man. Marley Bets. So here's a couple of my notes real quick about this game. I like Florida Gulf Coast. It was -1.5, but that line's been going up. So I'm thinking right now it's -2.5 or -2. I don't see it. It might even be 3. But I do like them even to cover at worst case scenario -2.5. I like them to cover that. Here's why. Kennesaw State hasn't played a game since December 30th. Okay. And it was against an unnamed school like Toco Falls, something like that. And in that last and before that, let me see. Give me 1 second. Before that, they've only really played. That was another game. That was Oklahoma. That's no. I'm gonna talk back that. That's UCLA game. But anywho, Kennesaw State, they haven't played a game since the 30th. Okay, they're 3-6 in the last 9 games in the first half. Okay, the 3 victories basically came against community colleges. I mean, if you look these teams up online, they don't have no fucking logos, man. And all of Kennesaw State's first half losses in that 3-6 run in the last 9 have been by more than 5 points. So my lock of the day, I'm going with Florida Gulf Coast. This team can hoop too. I've been following them for years now. I do definitely like what they're doing down there. They're getting better each and every year. I do think Kennesaw State will come out a little rusty, with them being almost off for almost 2.5 weeks. And I just think Florida Gulf Coast is a better team. I would not be surprised if they win this game outright. But, there's a line, 2.5, yeah. But lock of the day, baby. This game's going down in an hour and a half. Florida Gulf Coast for the first half. So hopefully I can go 3-0 on my locks for this week, and hopefully we can stay undefeated. But like I tell people all the time, and I just keep it real, it's hard to go 11-0. It's hard to go 10-0. You do a loss. You just got to make sure you don't put a lot of the money on that L. So, but that is my lock of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So if you like it, please, we don't ask for tips, but hey, if we cashing, I've given out 2 locks, LSU plus the points yesterday, Kentucky -4 on Tuesday. We right in the good run of college basketball. Now that college football's over, we can 100% focus on college basketball, and that's my thing. We went 122 and 73 last year. We were killing it in college basketball last year, but we're ready to do our thing. So again, lock of the day official play is Florida Gulf Coast first half -2.5. And I accidentally deleted my play. So if you need me to recap real quick, I like Seton Hall minus the 6.5. I like Texas Tech first half spread. I like Indiana with the points for the full game plus 4.5. And then lock of the day, we going with Florida Gulf Coast for the first half, which starts off in about an hour and a half. We win that, boom, great way to start off. So open mic. I know a lot of people been hitting me up about this Wisconsin and Ohio State. Wisconsin's looking for a revenge game, but I don't know, man. That's going to be a good game. I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio State wins that one because they just overall a better team. But Wisconsin at home is tough. Another game I kind of was looking at is that UCLA game hosting Oregon. Oregon's kind of getting in their groove right now. UCLA have only played 3 games in a month and a half. So they got fresh legs, but is that chemistry there? I would, if I were to lean on that game, I'll take Oregon with them points, especially in the first half, because again, they haven't played in a while, bro. Like they haven't played. Let me look this up real quick. I didn't really fully break down this game. It was an interesting game, but the thing about UCLA is they're all returners, so they've been playing for a while with each other. But their last game was so they played on the 8th, but again, you know, they played Colorado, Marquette, Long Beach, and Cal. They've only had 4 games in the last month and a half. So I think they're still a little rusty. I think Oregon can cover this 10.5. Right now it's at 10. So that's all I got. If anybody got any games they want to go over, I can give you my input. Other than that, those are the games I have focused on. So let me just kind of write those up real quick. Coaches plays. We are about to shoot the NFL playoff show shortly as soon as Marley gets to the crib. Seton Hall minus 6.5. All right. I like Texas Tech first half minus 4. All right. Indy, Indiana, full game plus 4.5. And lock of the day. Lock. Florida Gulf Coast University, first half, minus 2.5. So those are my official plays for today. Hopefully we can go 4-0, especially on that lock. So, hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in. I am the coach, and I will see you here shortly, man. Until then, as Marty like to say, and he's not here right now, let's beat Vegas, and let's beat Vegas in this college basketball. We out.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays.